where we last left off, there was a Nimblewright, as these statues are called, or robots are called.
Yeah, I'm gonna need a refresher because for those who don't remember, I passed out toward the end.
Yeah.
What was the last thing you might remember?
I have no idea.
Okay, so
We're being attacked by a construct.
Yeah.
Okay.
After going to the temple that builds them. The Host of Wonder.
It's not so much that they build them, as much as they were donated.
That's how inactive Groc is in any segment that's not combat. Is that I fell asleep during an RP segment.
Yeah, that was because we were in the bookshop buying the scrolls and everything.
Yeah,
I've got
think that's
counterspell and fly.
probably where I conked out because I don't remember that.
Yeah.
So the information that these guys got to quickly catch you up, they had seen what looked like some sort of puppet, some mannequin,
Yeah, I remember
drop
the
down.
puppet. I remember the puppet.
They saw a man also run off, but they were able to gather enough information that the puppet came this way to the temple. As you guys made your way to the temple, something caught your attention up on the roof of the temple, and you saw what looked like a wooden robot. And this wooden robot threw a bird, not like actual bird, but like a little construct bird at you. And somebody noticed that there was a red gem in oh right, and we ended with initiatives, and you got the natural one, which makes absolute sense.
Yeah, it makes sense both in character and in real life. Given that,
I think Ro noticed it. Or Pride noticed it because he has the higher percent. Oh wait, if it's site based, then I noticed. We both noticed it.
I did not notice it.
And so Pride's going to go first because the book tells me specifically the bird has an initiative of 10. I don't even roll it. It just says it has a 10.
Right.
So it's going to be
perfect.
Pride, then Dynn, Norfinas, the bird, and Groc. So Pride, you see this bird.
How far away is the bird from me?
60 feet. It says that.
60
right
feet?
here.
Perfect. Right on fucking range. I'm casting Levitate on the bitch.
Okay.
Doesn't matter if you
That's
got
definitely the way we
wings.
do it.
I'm just going to say the bird fails. And for shits and giggles, I'm going to roll d20. Oh, I rolled a 19. He still fails. This bird is now just hovering there in the air.
Actually, it's 20 feet above where it was.
Okay, even then, it's now higher up in the air. Roll me, while it's still your turn, roll me a perception check. It's a really easy task.
Fun. Perception in.
Hey!
At 20.
Oh, shit.
Bad. The other d20 is cocked, even though it doesn't matter. So, yeah, what you see with the natural 20, you see this robot from the rooftop looking very surprised that you've stopped this bird, and he quickly scatters inside, back inside. I think I'm just going to leave it at that. Yes, you did get an extra 20, but I'm still leaving it at he looks very shocked, surprised, and clambers back inside. The bird is still just kind of there.
So
Well,
is the battle over?
I mean, yeah.
not on my turn.
Or the battle's over then? Oops, sorry.
Yeah, no, go for it, Dynn. What you up to? Because it's your next.
I was going to. So we all saw the robot go into the building from the roof, or is it like?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not on the roof anymore.
No, it is not on the roof anymore. And this is like a tall building. This building is like, a good 80 feet tall.
Okay, yeah. I was wondering about the height of the building because that takes away the plan of having Brekkie launch Dynn, so never mind that.
This 80 feet is still a random height, but I'm trying to emphasize that it's not a house. It's a temple. Churches are not known
Yeah.
for being houses. Well, okay, churches are known for being house size, but this is a temple.
All right, then I'm going to go to the. Okay, then I guess I'm going to go over to the door of the temple and knock on the door.
Door opens. You see an elder-looking female dragonborn poke her head open. Like, yes, is there something I can do for you? Looks all around, looks down. Oh, she adjusts her glasses. Hello. What brings you to the temple on this glorious day?
One of your constructs just
oh,
attacked us with a bird.
Thought they were talking to me, but okay.
One of what? Oh, don't be silly. Nim would never hurt anybody. He would never hurt a soul.
Is that
his bird?
Is that the wooden construct?
Yes, Nim. He's short for Nimblewright. He's a very good soul. There must be some confusion.
Is that his bird up there and floating in the sky with the fireball gem?
Bird? You see the dragonborn step out from the doorway. Looks around. What bird? I don't know. I've never seen such a thing before.
Yeah, roll insight on that.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, same.
No, you're not allowed.
11.
Dynn, you can roll insight too if you wanted.
I have a +6, so why not?
You
13.
genuinely believe that this older dragonborn looks confused.
How high
Okay then.
Sorry, how high is the bird in the air currently?
80 feet.
Okay, I can't reach it.
That's fine, ma'am. May we speak to Nim, if that's all right with you then, just to ask us some questions? We see someone's given reports saying that something similar to Nim was as at the scene of that explosion that happened over in the I forget the name of the district, but over in that said district.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Nim should be in his room. Although I don't know what you're talking about. Nim never leaves the temple. Yes, follow me. And so this dragonborn opens the door, allows you inside. As she's walking along, where's her name? She identifies herself as Valletta. She walks along. As you come through this temple, you can see various marvels of machinery. You see, like, for example, a 4-foot tall working model of a clock tower that would ring at the top of every hour. It's made out of wood, iron, bronze, and glass, with brass bells and delicate hands formed of solid gold.
Huh.
You also see a wooden flying machine that has wings that flap when it would become airborne. There's a miniature model of a mechanical dragon turtle with a brass plate affixed to its pedestal that reads, Big Belchy, sank
that
in
brings back
Deepwater
memories.
Harbor on the Day of Wonders.
As we're walking, sorry.
You
What are
also
the odds
see-
that that's like
The
the
one-
parent of the dragon turtle we freed?
Yeah.
You will also see a functional walking helmet equipped with small articulated metal arms and hands that gently slap at the wearer if he or she falls asleep.
I don't know why, but I just picture a wearable Don patch from Bobobo.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, I can see that.
So I already have an episode title for this one.
Okay,
The Secret of Nim.
that's a
Yeah.
good idea. Well, I mean, page 46 of Waterdeep kind of has this classified as Nim's secret, but yeah.
Damn. But as we're walking to Nim's room, as I see all these different machines and everything, I guess I would like to ask questions about how all these how all the machines work to Miss, what's her, Viella? Or what'd you say? What's
Yeah,
her name was?
Valletta.
Letter.
Valletta. To Miss Valletta, I'm just like, I see that there's a lot of different kinds of mechanical wonders around here. Me and my group have kind of obtained mechanical items before that we use on our adventures, showing my literal frying pan with the switch and everything. This makes me wonder, do you have any items around here that are used for like basic needs like cooking and cleaning or anything?
Oh, we've got several things. Here, take a look at this. We've got these adjustable stilts. Marty, come here. Try on the
Marty.
stilts. And so you
got
see
it, Doc.
this.
You got it, Doc.
You see this like gnome technician come along with like great big welding glasses, and Valletta's like, Marty, try on the adjustable stilts. Show our guests here how they work. And so Marty takes about a minute to put on these stilts, and they seem to increase his height anywhere between 2 to 5 feet.
Nice.
Marty lowers them down, takes about a minute to take them off, and then it's like, oh, Marty, while you're here, show them the parachute. And Marty's like, you got it, boss. And so Marty puts on this backpack. He climbs up a ladder all the way to the scaffold, to the roofing.
Oh God.
And as I said, this temple's like a good 80 feet tall. And so Marty's pretty high up there, but 70 feet. And you see Marty kind of take a deep breath before jumping off from the rafters. Instantly, he pulls a paracord, and this parachute unfurls as he slowly descends back down. While he's, slowly descending down, takes kind of a while and about 10 minutes to repack. In the meanwhile, Valletta has walked off and come back. She has a metal cube. Yeah, it's about 6 inches. Not very big, but there's a crank on the side. She begins to crank the box, pushes a button, and the box just starts barking. And she kind of puts the box down, and she's speaking in a louder voice. This box will bark for 8 hours.
Oh God.
Okay, but why though?
Why not?
Question her genius.
And she kind of just walks away. All you hear is just bark, 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 bark. 8 hours later, bark, 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 bark.
I mean, we definitely didn't beat. We're not here for 8 hours.
No. Lastly, she comes back and she puts a pipe in her mouth, and with a flick of a switch, the pipe lights itself. I call it the matchless pipe.
Oh, okay. That's sort of pipe. Okay.
Oh, like an electric cigarette, basically, but
Yeah.
in D&D. Nice.
Yep.
I was wondering why she was putting a water pipe in her mouth, but okay.
It's not exactly a vape pen, but yeah, it's a matchless pipe. A switch made of flint is built into the bowl of this fine wooden smoking pipe. With a few flicks of the switch, the pipe lights itself.
Huh. Well, I mean, we're not kind of not on like official business right now. I would definitely love to see if you have any ideas for things that might upgrade a kitchen per se.
Well, you guys had come here to see Nim. Let's focus on him first.
Yeah, when we're not on business right now, but yeah, definitely later.
And so Valletta has taken you guys up several flights of stairs, and she explains to you that they're making their way up to Nim's room, which is more or less the attic.
On
Yes.
the way up, I sort of nudge Pride Pride, how long does that levitate spell last?
How long has it been since we entered the building?
Oh, it's easily been maybe about 15 minutes.
5 minutes ago.
Do I hear anything I shouldn't?
Nope.
Hmm.
Didn't hear a thing.
I mean, there's no
Yes, you
targets
have-
anymore, so that makes sense.
You've got great elven hearing.
It's.
You heard absolutely nothing.
I want to remind Dongo that unlike a arrow, it's not addressed to this person. A fireball is addressed to who it may concern.
Well, but it was the bird carrying it. I mean, maybe the bird went back to its owner instead of like going to hit
That or
us
it's
if we're
flying
not
around
we're not
outside.
outside anymore. I don't think he'd want to hit the inside of the building he lives in, right?
I mean, if you guys want to go back outside and look.
I
Is
mean,
it-
I'll
and risk
pass.
getting hit again.
Probably send me
I
out
mean-
because I can avoid
I
it.
mean, I could go outside and just tank the hit because I'm a fucking tiefling, but
Is there a window or something we can look out where we were?
Not at this point. You guys are too deep into the temple and like halfway up a stairwell.
Okay.
You're not really near a window.
Eh.
The other thing too was, Ghost, did I see anything out of the ordinary that shouldn't be there?
With what?
I probably should have said this earlier, but when we were saying like all the gadgets and whatever.
Oh, no. You saw nothing of anything important.
Okay.
I would have asked you guys to roll a perception or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Valletta has now led you up several flights of stairs to Nim's room. But as she, is gesturing, she kind of stops and pauses for a moment. And she kind of points to the door, rather confused. I don't recognize that lock. I mean, Nim's not allowed to lock the door, and I don't recognize that lock. You see Valletta just go up to the door and try the handle, but it's
Oh.
locked. She doesn't explode, don't worry.
Yeah.
She tries the handle, doesn't work. She starts knocking on the door, and she calls out, Nim, are you there? Why is the door locked? I don't think I approve of this. I did not give you permission to lock this door. Knock, 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 knock. Knock, 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 knock. Nim, open the door.
As she's doing that, I'm just going to quickly look at Norf. This is
Yeah.
you and Pride might need to look through this one, just in case it might be magic.
Go ahead.
You see Valletta just knocking on the door, and it's like, Nim, I don't have a key for this door. Please open up.
Nerf,
I'm
you're
not
up.
mad.
Yeah.
I just want to talk.
Excuse
I'm
me,
not
miss.
mad. I'm just disappointed.
I'm just concerned.
What
I just.
what scale color is Valletta?
Oh yeah. that's a-
Bronze.
Okay.
Bronze, nice.
Bronze.
Yeah.
Huh.
Proceed.
Nim, are you doing things in there? Gay things?
Meeting
What?
Valletta. The characters
Or is
are
it
met by
European
Valletta,
things?
a dragonborn priestess of bronze
Hmm.
dragon ancestry. With these changes, Valletta is neutral. She has these racial traits. She can use her action to exhale a 5-foot wide, 30-foot line of lightning, but can't do this again until she finishes her long rest. Blah 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 blah. This is how you play a
Yeah.
dragonborn.
I'm playing 2 other Dragonborns. I know the gist of that.
It's like
Yeah.
she was born for this.
I mean, sure. So what are you guys doing? You guys are kind
Okay.
of at this puzzle. It's not a puzzle, but it's you're presented with a barrier, literally.
I asked the Dragonborn to step aside and I can get us. I'll take it. I'll attempt to unlock the door.
Okay. Nim, please open the door. She kind of just steps away, and it's please, don't hurt him or anything. This is really weird for him to do something like this.
If he doesn't try to harm us, we won't harm him, but we can't promise anything if he attacks us.
All right. And so, Valletta steps away.
Does the lock look out of the ordinary?
It just, yeah, it looks out of the order. It doesn't. it looks out of the ordinary in the sense that it's
Not
this
supposed
whole
to be
temple
there.
looks out of the ordinary, if you know what I mean.
Hmm.
This is very much like a technomancy kind of temple with all kinds of Dr. Seuss like contraptions. So this would be a very mechanical kind of lock, so to
Right.
speak.
Okay, I'll try and unlock this weird lock, but I got other ideas I can use.
Oh, okay.
Using thieves' tools. 26.
The
Ooh,
DC was 20.
Damn. Yes. Good one, then.
I mean, if you
Fuck,
failed
man.
that, I had a backup plan.
Oh, I had
Huh?
acid.
No, Valletta would not have let you destroy the door.
The lock or the actual door?
The door, she would not.
I would have
It
used.
says right here, Valletta won't allow characters to break down the door, but she does persist to allow them to attempt to speak. So diplomacy was another option.
I would have used acid on the lock.
She might have allowed that because it's not something that she would have allowed.
Yeah.
So with that, you open the door and you hear the door open. Hey. You look inside the room. You don't see an outright robot just kind of standing there, but you do see what looks like some sort of I'm trying to find the right word, not laboratory, but at least I mean like
Workshop.
yeah, laboratory workshop, that's the word. Thanks.
That's a
You
good
see
one,
like you see like a workshop, you see like a work table, you see like random like gears and cogs, you see like hammer and grease and you see like a bird cage made out of brass with the window open, but there's like no bird inside.
Was this work table in here before? Or work?
Oh, yes. Nim is quite ingenious when it comes to some of the developments. He's been a great assistance to allowing us to come up with all the creations downstairs. Did you see the submarine that we have down there? It's big and red and it's shaped like a manta ray. He helped build that thing, you know?
God, we were blind.
I didn't get a chance to say that one.
Yeah.
But I still don't know what you're talking about. Nim never leaves the temple. He's not permitted.
There are witnesses who saw him in a brownish cloak who apparently
Yeah.
saw him throw a fireball from a necklace and killed a group of people. And then they saw
No.
him go down to one of
No.
the bodies and grab something from them. Then when we chased him, followed the clues back here, he was on top of the roof of this temple and he threw the bird at us, which had the fireball gem in it.
You see
we don't know
Valletta
if it
look,
had a fireball. It had some sort of spell.
Well,
you see
that much
Valletta
was
looking
right.
really confused and doesn't quite believe you. And in her like confusion, like she turns and enters the room and she just calls out, "Nimble right robot, you get out here right now, young man." And just for funds, roll perception checks those who want.
Sure. I also wanted to just quick. Oh, I was going to say something else, like a bit about the whole thing, but
Thank
no,
God you have advantage.
That's only on site, though.
It is psyched.
Okay, thank
Oh,
God.
yeah, definitely. Thank God. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
As we're doing this, I do want to quickly tell Norf. Well, actually, out of game, I just want to make sure because I'm pretty sure I heard this from what you said, Ghost. Didn't you say that that they saw the hooded figure take a necklace from a collapsed body?
No,
they
well-
they saw the hooded figure take something.
something.
But
I
not a
said,
necklace.
I
It
said,
was off 3 strings,
Okay, not the
right?
necklace. Okay, so
Yeah.
that's why I just want to make sure of that before I actually say anything. So never mind about saying anything in game. I just want to make sure out of game if I had that information correct. But
He-
yeah,
the construct had a necklace of fireballs, which he discarded.
yeah. But he also took something off of a collapsed body, which is from
Off
the
of
report
three
I got
strings.
from Vala, whatever her name was.
Anyways, so much like a scene from E.T., you see this robot that was doing its best just to blend in with its surroundings, kind of slowly I wouldn't say materialize, but slowly step out to kind of reveal himself. This robot looks scared, confused, and kind of worried. It doesn't speak or anything, but it does kind of make bumblebee sounds, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So he
it
uses a
does use
radio?
radio words.
But even less communication. This robot doesn't speak. It just kind of makes noises, like whirring, clicking, buzzing noises. And I don't mean like
Beep
an
beep boop
insect.
boop boop beep 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 ba 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 boop boop.
Yeah.
beep, beep. Yeah.
Very
So
much
he
like
sounds
that.
like an astromech droid.
Yeah,
Or
and that's
it
why I
sounds
said
like when
bumblebee.
It basically just sounds like when Mr. Krabs is trying to figure out what that song's called.
Yeah. And so Valletta walks up to Nim, and she's like scolding him, like wagging her finger in his face, and is like, "Nimble right robot, you have a lot of explaining to do. What have you been doing? These people are telling me that you have left the temple. Now, you've never left the temple before, and I don't see why you would have been doing that now. Frankly, I didn't even think you were capable of leaving the temple." And so you see this robot kind of like take a step back and like put both of its hands out in front of it and starting to wave frantically as if trying to say, no, no, no.
Actually, real quick, Ghost, I don't mean to interrupt. Could I roll another perception check to see if I might smell any form of the of smoke from the explosion around the area?
Yeah, go for it.
I was actually going to ask if I can do an investigation check as well.
Yeah, go for it.
And I'm
We can
because
say
I'm
that
just-
as well. She's
yeah.
scolding him and everything.
28.
Yeah, I'm just asking this because I can get an advantage on smells, and this seems like a good reason to use smell. So
You don't smell any smoke.
22.
You don't smell any smoke. Norfinas, sure, I will with your investigation, you're looking around the room, and like I've mentioned before, there's like the bird cage, the open bird cage. And inside the bird cage you find various red gems, but if they don't they kind of look more like grapes, almost like tiny little apples or berries rather. You can see they're even kind of scattered around. And with this investigation, you would realize that there are jeweler's kits, like a jewelry kit, also in this room.
I'll grab one of those gems that are in the bird cage and pass it to Pride.
Sure.
I'm gonna ritual cast identify on it.
And
Absolutely nothing happens.
I'll also ask the Dragonborn if the jurors' kits, are they normal to be found here?
Yes.
Okay.
This is a temple of Gond. Jeweler's kits, robotics, just all kinds of embellishments and these sorts of things would be very common. This is more like a temple of the crafts.
Okay.
And jewelry creating is very much craft related.
Right.
Valletta goes on to explain how that Nimbus was or is one of the most creative things, so to speak, around here, and that he is quite the gift for craftsmanship. Valletta goes on to say that Nim has, mimed as best as he can. He didn't do it. He kind of walks over, and in the corner of the room, you would see like a pile of rags. But Nim kind of pulls back the pile of rags, and you can see what looks like spare parts. Nim goes on to mime some more with Valletta translating that. Oh, I see. Nim is saying that he built himself a friend because he was lonely. He knew that he was never permitted to leave the temple. So he built himself a friend, someone that he could, relate to. But this Nimblewright that he built for himself never had the same restraints. This construct, it seemed to flee in a confused terror some night a few months ago, and that Nim hasn't seen it since. Valletta is starting to actually look kind of confused before slowly starting to build into a crescendo of anger. Valletta calls out for various other acolytes to, come and serve her up into the attic room. She explains to them what had happened and how it very much went against what they had instructed Nim to do. And she orders them to find this other Nimblewright and to destroy it, essentially. Not based off of what you've said, as much as she's concerned others might get hurt. Nim is frantically making worried and nervous clicking and buzzing sounds before he takes off to another corner and returns with a really weird looking contraption. Give me a minute. I've learned to forget about taking pictures with phone because Google has everything.
Yeah.
Ta-da! And he hands you this Dr. Seuss-esque contraption. And Valletta goes on to explain that Nim has called this the Nimblewright detector. Characters who search to activate the Nimblewright detector, a character must hold down its trigger. When the activated device comes within 500 feet of a Nimblewright, other than Nim, the umbrella begins to spin, whir, and click. The spinning, whirling, and clicking accelerates as the distance to the target lessens, reaching maximum velocity and volume. When a Nimblewright other than Nim is within 30 feet of the device.
Who did he hand it to?
Whoever's taking it. Valletta has
Oh.
holding this out, and she's explaining how it works at this point.
I'll take it, and can I press the button to see if anything happens?
Sure.
All right, I'll activate it.
Nothing happens.
Okay, just want to make sure. There might not be a chance that it's under our noses or something. So
I asked Valletta this after she explains this. So it won't detect this Nim, but it would.
Yes.
But it will detect all other constructs.
Nims. Yes. All other Nimblewrights.
Nimblewrights. So only that
Uh,
class of construct.
Yes.
yeah, I'm going to look at Nim and just see if I can get him to answer something. Nim, did you only make one other Nimblewright besides
nods.
you?
He nods his head.
And also, do you not like the fact that they might destroy the other Nimblewright?
He kind of he mimes a sighing motion and kind of looks depressed and shakes his head eventually, implying that, he understands that it would need to be destroyed.
I also sort of asked this. So other than Nim and this other Nimblewright he built, are there any others in the city?
We've used a couple of them for, the temples and stuff, but let's see. And she takes a minute to think. Yes, of course. The Sea Maidens Fair. They're like a traveling carnival show. They pull in from port to port with their various ships. I believe I've seen them use a couple Nimblewrights before.
Have I heard of the Sea Maidens Fair?
Roll history.
12.
Sorry.
No.
Norfinas, you can go for a history if you want. You would be from here. You might have heard of.
I
I
think
mean,
I
I was
did
told
roll
some
for this last
information.
time. 17.
Norfinas, you've got some idea. You don't know them exactly, but I mean, you've got a better understanding. Like you've heard that there is this out of game. It's kind of like Barnum and Bailey's, you know how they've got the traveling circus, but
Yeah.
it's very much on a ship. And so they go from seaport to seaport rather than through the countryside. So that's why I haven't really given it to anyone else,
Right.
because none of you guys have really been near the port ocean, so to speak.
Yeah, but I mean, Groc wouldn't care.
Say that
Sorry, you
again.
cut out Godzilla.
I was saying Groc wouldn't.
Yeah.
So you don't really know too much about them. The circus never really drew your attention, and as far as you can tell, you don't remember them in your time here.
Hmm.
And if you do, you were kind of young.
Would their nimble rights be the same as the ones we're looking for?
It's possible. I mean, we didn't make Nim. They are usually from they're from a far off land.
Right.
Usually they come from and it says here Lantan. They're from yes. They come from the distant land of Lantan.
Hmm.
Have I, as a bard, have I heard anything of that country or
Yeah, go
continent?
for it. You can roll for the knowledge of
Son of a
Lantan. Ah,
Bitch.
it's a big place. It's a big world. You might have heard some talk about Lantan, but that would be like you, Rose, saying like, "What do you know about Congo, the district of Congo in the continent of Africa?" Like you've heard of it, but you don't really know anything about it.
Yeah.
If you were to even like look at a borderless map of Africa, you would probably be able to like point where it was.
Brian's heard of it, but knows nothing.
Yeah.
Got it.
So this other nimble right that we're chasing after, he was made out of the same parts as Nim. Is there any distinct features about it that we can use to distinguish between them?
Valletta looks over to Nim and asks, the question. Nim does his best to mime what he can. Let's see. Well, if you would like to roll, give me an intelligence check.
Okay, plain intelligence. 8.
Not that you can understand. You've only just seen the one, so they all must be the same.
Okay.
Nim does his best to mime, and he more or less says he built it to look a lot like himself.
Plus, it's also been gone for a couple of months, so there might be some more wear and tear on him.
Yeah.
Unless
Maybe.
he's...
Also,
I've got a question. Does it have the at least somewhat similar intelligence and skills as you?
Nim shrugs and kind of does some more miming, which you kind of have picked up that it's probably some sort of sign language. And Valletta, replies back, saying that after Nim had built this other Nimblewright, it wasn't really around very long. That it kind of went a little crazy shortly after being activated and then taking off.
And you haven't seen it since?
Not Valletta. Nim shakes his head, and he kind of just points again to the Nimblewright detector. Points and then nods as if implying, saying, "Just use the detector.
Yeah.
Use the detector."
Okay. One last question, though.
Yeah.
Was that you on the roof of this temple that threw the bird at us?
Nim kind of looks back and forth, kind of nervous, and he kind of like puts his hands together in some sort of praying motion, implying, "Please forgive me, please forgive me." And he goes over to Valletta and starts making some more signs.
Honestly, I'm more curious what the bird does at this point.
And Valletta turns and says, he says he's very sorry, that he didn't mean to startle you. He had just finished building this mechanical bird, and he was letting it go on a test flight. He's very sorry if it's scared you.
It came straight for us.
I am. Yeah, I will actually apologize for that then, for messing up its test flight.
And all this was a great big misunderstanding. The gem was coincidentally just a red ruby to imply this bird had like picked a berry, and it was just an embellishment.
Hmm.
All right. Well, I guess working on that, we'll try to find this other Nim, because it might have actually been used by someone for bad purposes. So
The other thing too is you should probably keep Nim inside until this is all sorted, because the guards know that a construct was responsible.
Oh, Nim never leaves the temple. That'll be quite easy.
I mean, literally out of sight, because it will probably need to remain in this room until further notice. So he can't go out onto the roofs. He can't. I wouldn't even suggest him coming downstairs until further notice.
Some of the acolytes that Valletta had summoned into the room before, they look to Valletta, and she looks back to them, nods their head, and you can see they just kind of take your suggestion, and they go and they just lock the roof access.
Because let's face it, the guards, a lot of people were killed. Guards know that a construct was responsible. They will probably be heading here eventually. So
you see Valletta kind of, in her age, just kind of take a deep breath, closes her eyes, and thinks to herself, look, I can pay you 500 gold to keep quiet that you never saw Nim here.
What are you talking about? I've only ever spoke with you.
you don't need to pay us. It's fine.
at this point in time, we didn't really see anything, and we can go and look for this other construct anywhere else. But I gotta tell you, once the guards come here, if we get asked, we got no choice. You know what I mean? Because we're trying to remain good citizens, because we've already caused so many problems as it is, you know? But
yeah, just don't tell the guards about us, and we won't tell the guards about Nim.
Yeah.
I think we've got ourselves
Fair trade.
Fair trade.
Until we capture this other nimble ride, yeah, we'll let you know when it's safe to do so, to bring Nim back out.
Valletta, though, opens her eyes and kind of sighs and looks to you all, looks to the nimble right detector, and she kind of sighs and shakes her head. I don't know how you're going to find this nimble right. Waterdeep is a very big town. This could take you days just to do a perimeter sweep if it hasn't even moved. And the fact that this thing can get up and move can prove to be quite a troubling ordeal.
You've already given us a good place to start, that sea carnival.
The other thing, too, is do nimble rights need to rest or
no
power up again?
No, they're pretty good for that. I don't understand the magics that are involved. Nim here, we didn't build Nim. Nim was gifted to us by a traveling merchant. He was gifted to the temple by a Lantanese wizard.
Oh, so he was created by a wizard.
Maybe.
Just broad shrugs. Who knows?
Pride,
probably
for the heck of it, give me an arcana or history.
26.
You look over to Nim and you walk up and you kind of look at his chest and you see this great big circular plate in the middle of his chest, and you poke at it. You get a teeny tiny zap, not a painful zap, static electricity zap. And with that arcana of yours, you realize soul gem.
Huh.
Oh, that's morbid.
So, do soul gems need to recharge, or
They don't need to eat. They don't need to sleep. They
As
don't
long
need
as the
recharging.
soul's contained in the gem, it'll be powered.
maybe there's a way to detect soul gems?
Nim hears your comment and he points once again to the nimble right
Yeah.
detector.
Yeah.
Just, you know. Wait,
All right.
that actually brings up another question. Where did he get? If he created a construct similar to him, where did he get the soul gem from?
Valletta like opens her mouth, raises a finger before letting her silence hang on the air, before she turns and looks to Nim and says, "That's a very good question."
You see his
Yeah.
pride just shrugs. Who knows? I mean, at this point, it doesn't really matter. I mean, Nim's clearly not evil.
Yeah,
Well, okay. How's this then? Dynn's gonna ask Nim. Nim, have you met with someone not from this temple before you made your friend? Or did anyone give you anything, or did you find anything in your room that wasn't originally there?
Nim kind of looks a little confused before nodding yes. He kind of goes over to his workbench and just kind of points at nothing, but he goes on to sign and Valletta translates of he just woke up one day and there was a fresh soul gem just sitting there on his workbench. He goes on to mime some more and Valletta translates that he just assumed that it was a gift from one of us. But since we didn't give it to him, none of us knew what he was doing. And so he just worked in secrecy. The traveling Lantanese merchants who frequent the town, we've put in requests every now and then for just spare parts, just, because Nim is, quite old and he gets damaged every now and then. So I guess he must have built something out of the spare parts.
Okay.
Anyway.
Well, at this point, we might need to actually capture the. At this point, maybe not. Maybe we don't need to destroy the other Nim. Instead, we can just figure out. Maybe if we can figure out who the cell gem might belong to, we can figure out some things too.
Yeah, just tear the soul gem out and it'll be good. Then we'll
Alright,
return
well.
the parts.
Valletta nods her fingers, or nods her head and snaps her fingers, and the acolytes come and return to her. She thanks you all for your help here, and she begins walking with you to the door. She leans in and she whispers something to the few acolytes. If anyone wants to
Yep.
roll,
Yeah.
24.
Yep. 17.
7.
I rolled like a 4, so it was one of those impossible to fail ones. She more or less whispers to the acolytes to remove all of Nim's tools and any unfinished inventions, that he's more or less, grounded, so to speak.
Yeah.
Before we actually leave Nim's room, then, if anything, I want to quickly go to Nim just real fast, and I'm just going to take out an orange cake, cut a slice and put it on a small plate for him, and then give the rest to Valletta. Like, as thanks for all your help.
Oh. Thank you. So she takes the cake and she looks at Nim and then back to you and is like, he doesn't eat.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Although-
all I got.
Plus, he's grounded.
Yeah, no sweets for a week.
Ah, no supper.
No, he gets supper. That's cruel. He gets no sweets.
Oh, well.
Well, you never got
Fine.
grounded where your parents didn't let you have candy or desserts for a week?
Yeah.
Anyways, Dynn, I need you to roll a perception check for me.
Is it smell based at all or nah?
It's sight based.
Sight. Okay, so no advantage at all. Dang. Please be good.
Oh.
Yeah, that's
19.
pretty good. You notice what looks like a set of like mechanical wings here in Nim's room. They don't look like teeny tiny bird wings. They look like pretty big fucking wings. With this notice, give me an intelligence check.
Yay,
Ooh.
my minus
More
one
flashbacks.
stats.
Oh.
Ah, darn. You don't think they would fit on Brecky. That's too bad.
I'm gonna. I see the wings. I'm gonna quickly ask what they are.
You don't think high enough to put two and two together. It was a reward if you'd done good enough that I'd be like, yeah, you might have an idea of. They're like, wings, big bird, whatever.
Damn it!
It was a two-parter, and I was gonna give you a flying shark to.
You already
Bright's
gave
gonna
him a
ask
flying
one
shark.
more thing though.
Sure.
So after this whole mess blows over, you guys mind if I stop by every now and then to use your workshop if you catch a drift?
Yeah, lots of people come by and use our workshop. It's usually it's open for those who understand the craft.
Perfect. 'Cause I think I could actually learn a thing or two here, even
Oh.
improve my own skills.
Valletta kind of takes a moment and just looks you guys all over, and she kind of like takes a gasp back and is like, those tools that you all have, they wouldn't be Modron tools, would they?
They are.
Yeah.
Does
Her
she
eyes
actually?
kind of,
Does she actually see my elemental gun?
yeah,
Actually,
short of you guys like
Bride would be the
super duper
only
hiding it.
one that doesn't actually have weapons made in fucking Mechanos or really anything aside from the bag of tricks and the alchemy jug.
Well, I mean, if I had to describe these things, these would kind of be like future tech kind of
Yeah.
devices you guys got, as opposed to wood and metal, fantasy, curly, wispy
Well, they
stuff.
were made in a 3D printer.
Yeah.
Exactly. So they have very much a tech vibe rather than a fantasy vibe. There's a super difference between sci-fi and fantasy.
Anyway, yeah.
Fallout to Elder Scrolls.
But
And she-
yeah. Oh, sorry.
And then so like her eyes are like huge and her mouth is just hanging open. Of all my years I have walked on this plane, I don't think I've ever seen Modron tools other than in textbooks. You must tell me, where did you find them?
Mechanos?
Actually-
Mechanos.
You've been to Mechanos? How?
Accidentally.
When?
yeah, we kind of stumble around into accidental portals to other planes in Red Larch.
Against our will.
Oh,
Yeah, it
Please.
was a journey and a half to get back home.
Mm-hmm.
I must leave for Red Larch immediately. Quick, tell me.
Unfortunately, no. Those all closed up a little bit ago.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
what
if
a
you want to see
shame.
some other cool Modron technology, I've got like weird armor for my gorilla, and I've got acid teeth for my shark.
You've got a gorilla and a shark?
Long
Yeah.
story.
I'll summon Bubbles, but not Brecky, of course.
You summon Bubbles, and much like a Pokemon is coming from his ball, he lands on the ground and like lets out a good yawning stretch out of his boredom, and Valletta kind of just falls over, landing on her ass. Just a giant gorilla has appeared out of nowhere. B, a giant gorilla has appeared out of nowhere. And see.
A giant gorilla has appeared out of nowhere wearing Armor of Mechanos.
Yeah, exactly. At this point, Valletta is just making weird noises of
Dial up
but-
noises.
yeah.
I'm going to put back bubbles now. Before I put back bubbles, I'm just gonna be sorry for waking you, buddy. Have a banana, and then I'm gonna put him back.
Like bananas.
Bubbles goes and then just poof, disappears away.
Probably the best way, if you know of someone who can cast the spell Plane Shift. He just looks to Pride.
See his Pride shrugs. Yeah, but you need a fucking powerful wizard to do that.
Then, if they
More specifically, one who can obtain the correct materials to
do it,
open the portal anyway.
Maybe ask one of those merchants you mentioned sometime.
You see Valletta kind of stop a minute and think and go, well, what about what's her name? Vera?
Azure.
While we're still here,
Vajra Safar.
while we're still talking with them, can I try and make another intelligence check about those wings, or is there just no chance anymore?
Nope, you failed.
I had to check.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Vajra. Yeah, she starts thinking about Vajra.
Vajra Sahar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's
Let's
see.
see. She does not have plane shift. Too bad. She has firebolt, light, mage hand, message, prestidigitation, detect magic, identify, mage armor, thunderwave, invisibility, misty step, web, counterspell, fly, sending, banishment, fire shield, stone skin, Bigby's hand, Gaius, telekinesis, chain lightning, globe of invulnerability, force cage, prismatic spray, anti-magic field, power word, stun, and imprisonment. No plan.
We get it. She's an extremely skilled wizard. Stop showing off.
Yeah. Sorry, I was reading something else that I saw. I was wondering. Yeah. Okay. So, Valletta kind of stands up and she kind of dusts herself off and is like, "It's gonna take you guys days just to try and scope around. You sure you're just gonna go to the docks and just check out what's going on down there?"
Well, I've
mean,
got
we
my
can-
shark, so it's a quicker way of moving around at least.
The thing is, we have to make it look inconspicuous.
Inconspicuous.
Conspicuous.
Thank you.
Well, I mean, we also have my food wagon. We could use that to kind of like just move around.
That's
like,
still.
We have to go get it back from outside the city.
I'm going to go get that back anyway. So
We'll try and find it. Find that not Modron.
Actually, carnival food truck. Actually, that is a good idea, Dynn.
yeah, exactly.
It just blend right in. We'd
It's in the
actually
docks,
we'd be able to
though.
make money and
Yeah, but it's also a
Information.
shark, so docks and shark makes sense.
Let me see.
first up though, you'll have to get the permits.
I already have the permits.
Sell the food.
Oh, I
Yeah,
already have
in Waterdeep.
permits to sell food. Yeah,
Yeah, he does.
All right.
When did that happen?
yeah. I look deep into my bag and I give them my artisan's guild certificate.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
got that. He's had
see
that
it?
for a long time now.
Yeah, I've had it this whole time. You look at it and it just says Dynn with like a scribbled like something's kind of scribbled out next to it.
Yep.
Like a 5-year-old who's drawing with the wrong hand, like D3.
Well, no, like it's like it's a normal Dynn.
I was
It's-
questioning your intelligence to have enough intelligence to know how to spell your name.
That is the excuse I'm going to use for why. That is the excuse for why I'm going to be having the why that is. But yeah. Yeah. There's just the name Dynn, and the next to it is a bunch of is just a bunch of like scroll around mess saying, "Oh, that was just a misspell of my name."
Oh yeah, I almost forgot to ask as well. Do you know a group of dwarves who would be willing to renovate an old tavern for us?
Oh, yeah. Give me 1 sec. I got a page for that right here near the front. The Carpenters, Roofers, and Plasterers Guild.
That is oddly specific.
It's on. I put that on our Discord too. Believe it
Yeah.
or not.
If
Yeah.
Brad were to ever join a guild, that's the guild he'd actually join.
Guild is the Waterdeep. It's the second one.
Well, if once this whole thing's over, I definitely wouldn't mind coming back to see if you guys might have anything that can help out my wagon or anything. I don't know, maybe give some cool upgrades to me or my animals or something. Just
I think we could probably make some arrangements for that. But for now, please go find that rogue Nimblewright and deal with it.
Yep.
of course,
Mhm.
I'm ready to go now. If you guys are.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Groc's already out the door.
All right.
So you
then.
guys make your way, down the stairs. You pass through the temple. You can see various people of all kinds of craftsmen. Now that you know specifically more what you're looking for, you can see all kinds of crafts people doing their thing. You see like a couple sculptors, like with a hammer and chisel, like just carving away the stone. You can see some people with like a lathe who are like carving wooden bowls. You see some jewelers. You very much get that this is kind of like a great big space for people to come and do their thing, as well as being a temple for Gond.
I guess I'm like when we head out the building, I'm just gonna tell the group. You guys can go if you guys want to go on ahead to the docks. I'll meet you there after I can go grab the wagon because it might just make it a bit more easier if we have something kind of like keeping us hidden at least.
Someone needs to go with you.
I'll go with him.
Gond is the
An
god
adult
of
needs
craft.
to go with Dynn.
Norf, it's not like we can get into much fucking trouble. Well, I can't.
I mean, I can easily believe you can. I mean, you've slapped people for information.
Groc, do you mind tagging
I've
along with
slapped a
Dynn,
little
please?
shit who knew me because he was being a little shit.
Pride and I will go to the docks. Groc and Dynn can go and get the wagon. If that's okay with Groc.
Fine by me.
All right. Since the entrance is probably farther away, we're just gonna. You mind if we just take Brecky there?
No complaints here.
All right, then we're off.
Okay.
As you guys make your way out through the temple and you go out the front door, you see a small mechanical bird lying on the ground, broken.
Pride's gonna pick it up and examine it.
It looks really well made. You can see all kinds of gears and cogs. It's made out of wood and brass, and it's got various gems. The one red gem that it was holding seems to have cracked.
I'm gonna cast mending on it.
Yeah, you fix it. You get the impression you can see in the back where like a key. I don't mean like door key, but like a wind key. Would have been in the back. And you look through some of the compartments. You can see like a really tight coiled spring, not like a bed spring, but like those spiral springs
Yeah.
for like
Yeah.
watches and stuff. You see a really tightly wound spiral spring that almost seems to kind of expand and contract, like lungs would be breathing.
Pride's gonna pocket it for now.
You pocket the
Get
bird.
it back to Nim in a later date.
Or you could leave it with one of the acolytes.
I'll get
Does-
it back to Nim at a later date.
All right.
Does anybody want to go first? Would you like me to pick who goes first?
I don't mind. You can pick. Yeah, so
Tell you what. Let's do Dynn and God's and
Dynn and Groc.
Groc. Yeah, Dynn and Groc. You guys can go first. Because we never do anything with Groc.
Yeah.
So
I
what do you
think
do?
Godzilla's kind of fine with that, if anything, because he wants to hurry up and get to his new character soon. Nah, I'm just messing. So. But okay, yeah. So you go on.
So what is it that you guys are? You guys can like hail a cab. You can
Oh no, we're
walk
breckying
there.
it.
Oh, okay. You pull
Fastest mode of
out
transportation.
your shark, who takes to the sky. Did any one of you guys take the nimble right detector, or is that going to be
I
Pride
got it
and
still.
You've got it. Okay.
Do we? Oh, I guess we never actually talked about who had it. I guess I still have it then.
Unless
guess I mean-
anyone-
It wouldn't hurt to just check around while we're kind of going back to the entrance. I mean, who knows? Maybe he might not be at the circus.
Well, considering that you guys are going off for a food cart and that Pride and Norfinas are actively going to check up a lead,
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna give it to Pride and Norfinas. I'll give it to Norfinas
Yeah.
since he's the more responsible one.
Mm,
Also,
Alright.
he can
Actually,
stealth,
I think
so
it's-
it might be.
actually,
yeah,
I think it
sorry.
might be. Well, they're going to be meeting with us at the dock, yeah?
Yeah.
So they could take the detector and check that way first. Then, if they don't find anything, they can just give it back to us, and we just keep an active eye out for any nimble rights we just see. You know what I mean?
okay.
Okay, we're fine.
So Dynn and Groc climb on the back of Brecky as Brecky flies off up into the air, soaring high above Waterdeep.
Wait,
You're
did
What?
Brecky have wings?
No, Brecky does not have the wings. I could not. Well, I mean,
He's got legs.
He's
he
got
only
legs.
has wings. He only has wings in the air
Yeah.
department.
Well, he's
air,
kind of,
uh,
jumping from like
dimension.
rooftop to rooftop.
Plane?
He's like, climbed up the side of a building and he's like doing those acrobatic rooftop to rooftop kind of things.
Oh no.
Spider
Oh
Breck.
God!
And so, you hear like tong, 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 crack, tong, 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 tong.
It's like weird Hulk.
It's kind of like the Tick.
Yeah.
I'm down for this. It's like the Tick on 4 legs.
Exactly.
Spoon.
Which would be quite appropriate for Dynn to shout out, Spoon!
Yeah.
Spoon!
Meanwhile, I'm just holding out a spoon. I'm just holding out an actual fucking spoon.
And then there's Groc sitting behind him. You can just see the vein bulging in the side of his head. Is like, I'm gonna kill him.
Meanwhile,
Kill him.
with Norfin Pride,
Well,
What's
are we
that
actually
noise?
doing
I
anything
think my idiot senses are going off. What about you?
Well, I think Hathor is cursing Palor right now, so
Shell defense. Oh God.
This just goes to the shell.
Oh. Oh.
Spoon. Spoon.
meanwhile, in an office somewhere, a red scaled dragonborn is just hearing the words spoon, spoon.
And just contemplating his decisions.
All the while, Palor's just saying, "I'm sorry, but Pride already used up my divine power I had left to influence this realm. I apologize. Beep, beep, beep."
But yeah. Okay. So.
All of a sudden,
I
an
guess-
accountant comes in. Mr. Hathor, sir, here's some more paperwork.
What?
Um,
And then he just puts the paperwork down.
And here are the
he-
fines.
I'm sorry,
And I'll-
sir. But
and the
I just
arrest
new paperwork has come up.
warrants.
The spoon protocol. I'm sorry.
And you see Hathor just kind of sigh, take another piece of paper and just starts reading over it and like signing
just
and
little-
initialing.
with little reading glasses and just like an unkept tie.
Oh,
The camera slowly pans away to reveal that he's not just so much been in a room as much as like a whole gymnasium, and like the stacks of paper are just endless, like that one warehouse in Indiana Jones.
And there's just a
So
neatly
sorry,
fucking assorted
Top
cot for him.
Men.
Oh god. We
Top
just get
men.
when Adam comes back, he just comes with an increased stat of like +5 intelligence from all the paperwork.
Yeah, I'll give
I mean,
him a
honestly,
bonus.
you gotta let him at this point from all this paperwork.
it needs to be canon.
Let's continue
It
on.
needs to be canon. Okay,
That,
let's.
or he's gonna
so
come
to-
back
so
and he's
back to
gonna have
Groc
like
and Dynn, I guess.
scars just all over his body, and that'll be from all the
Just
paper cuts.
Yeah, I was about to say paper cuts. So I guess back
Honestly,
to
it'd
Groc
be
and Dynn, I guess
interesting,
to
though,
actual like
because-
what they're doing. So
Yeah.
No.
It'd be more interesting for him to show up and chew out Pride for abusing divine power.
yeah, it's Pride's fault then. Okay, I'm down for that. That's canon now. It's Pride's fault.
I hope Adam does come back. He said he would, but I'm not holding my breath on it, honestly.
I would love
Oh.
for him to come back. Hathor's a cool character.
Yes.
Anyways, several dozen spoons later,
Spoon. Oh, we're here.
you see Groc slowly pull his head out from his shell. One eye is just twitching.
His head comes out of the shell, and then like the first thing he sees when he gets out is just right in Dynn's face, and it's just spoon.
I take the spoon that's in his hand and eat it.
Oh.
Good.
Well, that's one way to get iron in your diet. All right, let's just go to. Oh yeah, but we're. So are we actually? So do we just do that whole thing just to get to the as a transition to get to the wagon?
Yeah, so now you guys are at the wagon, and you're at the water deep motor of the place.
Oh,
Well, no,
Antics
the wagon's
are-
outside of the city. Where this, like, if we were going to the actual like investigation place, that'd be to get my gun and the shopping cart.
No, this was like
Oh,
the
right.
impound
I
lot.
forgot.
And
North
it-
put a fucking immovable rod by the door. Didn't ya?
I mean,
No, yeah, the actual food wagon, we parked that outside of the town.
Oh yeah, in the wagon cart.
Yeah,
And
in
it
the
really
wagon
hasn't been
stalls.
that long. Jesus
Um,
Christ, we've been playing for how long? But it's only been like what, 3 days since you've been here?
I'd say like a week.
no, I
Three-
said
no,
maybe
four.
3 days.
3 to 4 days.
Yeah,
Hold on. Nope, 3 days.
yeah. I'd
This
say
would probably
actually,
be the
you're
fourth
right.
day.
So, but yeah, Dynn's shopping cart is
Roughly.
in the impound lot which is
Shit.
interesting to see a shopping cart be impounded.
I think I did put an immovable rod there.
It's been that long. It has been quite some time since you guys have been here. Also, we did take that like big break over the holidays.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
Can we just say it recognizes us so it'll move out of the way?
It's not how that works.
Damn
no,
it.
you gotta.
Oh wait,
click
no. We didn't need an immovable rod because the
Didn't it get like a boot?
Oh yeah, because nobody's actually coming into the town. There would be nobody
Yeah.
else to actually
No,
like
no,
go
no.
through it.
it's because
Oh, yeah.
it has the magic
it
lock
also
on
had
it.
it had a security system too.
Yeah,
that's
the
right, we have
magic lock.
security system.
So as long as
Yeah.
Dynn
So,
or
yeah, we
Groc
don't
has
need
the
the
key, we're okay.
Yeah, the magic
yeah, that
rod,
was
the
the
rod.
thing.
There's only like small holes for the rod, but we never used it. And Dynn always has the key because it's his literally workplace. So
Mm-hmm.
I think there
Okay.
is.
It's been too damn long since we've fucking started Waterdeep.
I think I actually remember what's happening now. Dynn did put an immovable rod in the actual wagon, but he hid it because just in case they got past the lock.
That's right.
Yes.
So it's
okay,
in
I'm the one who
wagon.
put one. That's right. I asked you if I could borrow one to do that. That's right, because literally me and Pride had to be the ones to park it because you guys were at the entrance.
Yeah.
So I was
Yeah.
the one who had to do it. That's right. So yeah, it'll work for me.
Yeah.
Okay,
as long
cool.
as you got the key, you're fine.
So yeah, I'm good. Yeah, I have the key, so we're good. And I guess does that mean I pocket an immovable rod?
You gonna give it back.
I mean, yeah, I'll give it back because it's yours. But yeah,
Yeah. You just need to turn it off.
all right, then yeah, I'll just do all that. And now we have wagon again.
Ba ba ba. Wagon acquired. So you've made your
Wagon
way
will do
now
about it.
back to the front for the front gate, and it's kind of calm. Hold on one second. My cat is wanting to take attention, and she will unplug this cable because she's that clueless.
Oh, I thought you were going to say, oh, she's that smart.
No, she's that clueless as in my cables are extra long and they drape on the floor and her
Oh.
legs just get caught on it.
long cables for long cat. So yeah, we're at the front. We're still at the front entrance with the wagon.
Yeah, you guys at the front entrance with the wagon. They're the two guards who are just kind of standing there, and they look over to you and they're like, "Oh, hey, wait a minute." Looks over to one of the wanted posters and looks down to you, Dynn. Aren't you wanted?
Didn't that already get taken care of?
That was taken care of.
No, he's talking about the Dio poster. I'm thinking.
Yeah.
No.
No, it did get taken care of. I was just trying to be schmarmy.
Oh,
And
I
then it
almost thought you were
looks-
talking about the Dio poster.
No, I was talking about how you had a wanted poster. But the other guard kind of elbows him and is like, "No, we just keep that to remind ourselves. It was taken care of." And it's like, "Oh, right. Well,
Do
you
I
guys are
see it?
probably
Sorry.
the wanted poster. Yeah, it's
Do I
like, you know,
see- Yeah. Do I see a
behind there.
Dio wanted poster too? I'm kind of curious.
roll for investigation.
I mean, would you
Well,
even
would
be
that
able
be a
to
perception? Because I'm
discern
not
it
actively
is?
looking. I'm just like, what other posters are there? I guess. Do I notice any other? Do I notice another kobold on there? I guess.
Sure. Roll for it. Let's see what happens.
Sure.
I think it
Nah.
was investigation.
Oh, in this case, my bad.
Nah, it's fine. I'll let it stand. It's too low. You see various other posters, but you don't see one specifically for Dio. And so so the guard, eventually says, "All right, you guys must be here for your cart, huh?"
I do know that I. Oh yeah, but I do want to ask them about that because I have seen a Dio wanted poster right after I got out of the sewers. So I just wanted to ask about that other kobold, if anything.
The guard kind of looks puzzled and is like, "I think I know who you're talking about, but I'm not exactly too sure." And he turns around and like looks at all the various posters that are here on his wall, and you see like maybe a good dozen, but
I guess these are more just people that aren't allowed in the town.
well, yeah, this is like have pissed off various people are not welcome.
Well, I mean, if I ever see him again, I would actually like to thank him in person for helping me, helping me know my way around here. So, oh well. Yeah. We'd like to get through with our food wagon, please.
Yep, sure. 1 second. And so you see the guards walk over to the main gate and open it up. Don't know exactly how you're planning on moving this thing around.
Shark.
Come
And
again?
I summon Breck. Well, Brecky's still out, isn't he? He's attached to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just didn't notice him at first.
I'm just going to. Oh, when they ask me that, I'm just gonna point to Brecky.
You see the one guard turn around and look at it and is like, "Jesus Christ, what have you been feeding that thing? Whole cows?"
Cows?
Possibly.
You're
Well,
not
he
wrong.
I think he grew that big when he drank the tea, right?
Yeah, he did.
You did.
Yeah, it was tea. Yeah. No.
You've just
not
been
whole-
feeding that thing tea?
I mean, not
not just
exclusive.
tea, not just tea, but
exclusively,
tea
but,
made him that big. I mean,
It was
Magic tea from a lich, you know how it is.
Off in the distance.
yeah,
It
normal,
was
normal.
magical undead lich tea.
Yeah, so I literally just said magical tea
Yeah.
from a lich.
Brock just said that.
Yeah.
flavor was tea, Earl Grey.
Huh. Maybe I should stop drinking coffee.
I have to stop.
Ah.
Or else Dynn's heart will explode.
As
But,
someone-
yeah.
As someone who doesn't like coffee, I see no real loss in that.
I can't even
Yeah.
drink decaf, sadly,
Yeah, why? There's no point.
because there's still caffeine in it.
No, I know, but why would you want to drink decaf anyways?
True.
Coffee tastes like mud, and
It's an acquired taste.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yep.
have
but,
no
um,
intention of acquiring it.
But yeah.
hmm
But yeah, I'll just show them. I'll show them my register. I'll show them my Artisans Guild certificate, just to if they need any kind of identification or any actual whatever permissions or stuff to let me sell food around the area.
Guard looks it over, kind of nods a bit. All right, should be good. Where you go then?
All right. And then I'm just going to yeah, okay. Groc, would you mind holding on to the reins for Becky while I kind of set up I actually set up the actual kitchen and everything?
I have proficiency in vehicles, so
Yeah, exactly. I
Yeah.
actually knew that you had the proficiency, so I was like, yeah,
Yep.
you're the one who kind of needs to drive, right?
It's another
Yeah,
reason
so-
why he came.
I mean, I can
Yeah.
drive Brecky fine, but yeah, I mean, still, Groc's another good
Eh,
reason.
you
for
guys
having
have all been around Dynn and Bubbles and Brecky long enough that should be fine. So what, Grok, you just take like the front seat and you just like sit down, take the reins, and just start walking through the town with the food cart?
it. Ooh, before we go, can I offer to see if either of the guards want to buy anything?
Sure. Do you have anything prepared?
I've got. No, I'd have to actually set up the food. Never mind. I have my special food, but anything like real, like ready for
Well-
actual selling.
Depending on what pace Grok is taking Brecky through the town, I'd say it probably maybe like a good hour. You could probably prepare a meal or two while you're in there setting up.
Okay, can I roll anything to see how many meals I can prepare for when we actually get parked at the docks?
Yeah, roll dexterity to see how dexterous and quick you can be.
Okay, dexterity, no problem.
It's the first thing that came to mind, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, I think I've heard people say that dexterity counts as like for stuff of like
Yeah.
art,
If it
like
involves your
artisan stuff, so-
hands,
Yeah, art of the hand or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Let's try it. Dexterity check.
Yeah, that's
there
pretty
was
21.
there
Heck
was
yeah.
there was a, sorry for sidetracking, but apparently in Bracky's game, they were having an argument whether or not drawing stuff involves using your hands for dexterity.
Yeah, I'd say sleight of hand.
Yeah, that's what I. Yeah, actually, no, that's actually funny because I have a friend who plays in that campaign.
Oh, yeah.
Dry guy. I chat with him every now and then. He's told me it, and I've talked to, and he's told me small things. I definitely want to look into that series sometime. D6.
I mean, it'd be dex based.
It is.
It is dexterity. Yeah, I used it in
Regardless.
dexterity. So 21.
I wouldn't say it would be an intelligence based. I mean, intelligence does take knowledge, but this is beyond your knowledge as much as how
Well, yeah,
fast you
but
can
also
work
for
within the hour.
Yeah, and also for the fact that cooking for me, it's all wisdom based for my actual character, like for my actual
Yeah.
class. So that would be more of a wisdom thing for the actual food knowledge.
I will say you can cook 3 meals from your menu.
I was almost gonna hope like 4 or 5, but okay.
In the meanwhile, while Grok is holding onto the mains, he hears fork, fork, fork. Where the hell are the forks? God damn! I need to clean this place up. Unintentionally, Grok kind of hits a pothole or two along the way.
Oh, while we're also going, I will have the NIM tracker ready, like on hand. I've always had that open, like just in case you pass by anything.
Just to point
Sounds
out,
good.
you need to physically push the trigger though.
Okay, yeah, never mind. Never mind then.
I can say he'd probably use his tail.
Ken didn't have a prehensile tail.
Semi prehensile.
Very tip, maybe.
Oh, that actually reminds me. The toilet wine thing you said was fine, but I guess I'm guessing it's definitely a no to the criminal persuasions.
We'll discuss this.
Discuss that later. Nah.
Meanwhile, we're gonna go to Pride and Norfinas. You guys are gonna get about 2 hours of scoping out time because it's gonna be about 45 minutes for Dynn and Grok to even just arrive to the guards. About 15 minutes of just talking to the guards and persuading them to like give them the cart back, and then a little bit of quick setting up of harnessing.
And then an hour to get to the docks.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So Pride. Well, it's also going to take you a bit of time to get to. Well, actually, no, it's really not going to take you that much time. I remember we looked up on the map. It's not that far. Oh,
What
shoot.
ward was the House of Wonders at?
Give me a second. I know it was on the west side. It was really not very far
West
from
side?
Troll Skull.
Ooh.
So that means it was in the C ward.
Yeah, give me 1 second.
You
to
can't
open-
say that word on the internet. People get angry.
Here, while I'm looking this up, I remember seeing this one thing. So, what does YES spell?
Yes.
Yes.
What does EYES spell?
Eyes.
Eyes.
Oh, a lot of people are like
Yes.
ES.
I've watched that video.
I've
so
seen that
many
video.
times.
Yeah.
Right. So you guys were like on the map. You guys were like near. Yeah. So like on the Waterdeep map on the super giant one, I think you guys were like near the northwest. Oh, it really wouldn't taken that long for these guys to get to where I had you guys enter from.
Where did we enter from anyway?
I, in my mind, would have had you guys more or less enter in from S79, which is like the absolute top west corner.
Top west. So we went through the Troll Gate, through the field ward.
Yeah, like by Street of Lances and all that stuff. Yeah, the absolute northwest corner.
Hmm.
I'm talking about like the super giant one as opposed to the official 5th edition. You know, along with like the legends and all that stuff all around it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Doesn't change the name of it.
Okay. Yeah, you guys would
Still the same city. Only difference is the field ward actually exists in 5e, unlike 3, where it was just an open field. People live
Well-
there now.
All right, let's see. You guys would be making your way downtown. Actually, literally. The dock ward. Where is the dock ward? I think that's like super
South part.
Ooh, you're like at the southest south part compared to the northest north part. Ooh, that's like a good hour and a bit. Jesus. Yeah, okay, no, you don't have like 2 hours of scouting time. You've got like maybe half an hour because it's gonna take you forever to cross town like this.
Even with a cab.
With a cab, yeah, even with a cab, it's probably gonna take you like an hour and a half. Well, on the other hand, too, it's still probably gonna take Dynn and Groc about an hour and a half to make their way down there too.
Yep.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
yeah.
still guys-
You know, we're also going to be passing by what's basically the Temple District, and we'll be able to see Castle Waterdeep.
Yeah, you could actually. Give me 1 second. I'm looking for. Here it is. I got a hold of the official map, physical map. Right here, Great Harbor.
Also, a Sun Temple somewhere near Mount Waterdeep.
Shrines of Nature, House of Wonder. Oh, Jesus, right there. House of Wonder on Flint Street. House of Wonder is actually labeled on the Waterdeep map, like the one that came in Dragon Heist. And if you're going all the way down to the dock ward, oh goddamn, that's clear across Manhattan, north to south. Sorry, I'm just enraptured.
Who did silence their phone?
Not
Sorry.
me.
Not me.
Sorry.
All right, what road did you say?
So you guys would have been at the House of Wonders, and so you guys would have probably gone across Vondel Street down to the high road, and the high road would have gone all the way south.
Went to the high road. Okay.
And the high road is no, you guys would have definitely come in from the north gate instead of the troll gate, because the high road is the same high road that actually cuts through Red Larch. The same high road. So you know all roads lead to Red Larch, essentially. I'm sorry. I'm
Not
just looking.
anymore.
Yeah, not anymore.
Yeah, not anymore.
exactly. I'm just taking a minute to actually look at this physical map to see.
The high ground is gone.
It's over, Anakin. I have the high ground.
High ground doesn't exist.
Deepwater Harbor. Let's see. Deepwater Harbor is where you guys are going. Mist Shore, Sail Street, Dock Street, Dock Street. I think that's just the name of the harbor.
Well, we could easily take the high road down to the Way of the Dragon, or continue on. Well, we'd have to take the Way of the Dragon regardless.
Sorry, I know this is boring narrative. This
Or
is just
cut through Snail Street, which will get us closer to the dock.
So Dynn, sorry, I know we're doing North and Pride, but Dynn, did you say you were holding on to the nimble right detector the entire time, or are you putting that down to cook?
I mean, I'd like pick it up every now and then just press it to see if anything, but like other than that, like I'd be doing my cooking. I mean, I guess I also could say I gave it to Groc to check every now and then, but yeah.
Groc, would you take responsibility for the nimble right detector?
Yeah, I'll just occasionally activate it as we, make progress, just to make sure.
Because
Yeah.
I'm trying to look at the map, and even though I had said you guys would have gone to like the northwest corner, I think I would have had to change that to you went to Upper Downs at N78 because that's the high road, and that's more or less the way you would have come in from Red Larch and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, as you're moving along, you'll then swap back over to Friday.
Rory's not here.
Oh right, well.
You see, this is not normal retcons. This is advanced retcons.
Alright, what'd I miss?
Nothing much.
Cool, I had to kind of try and keep my distance from my mom's asshole cat. Oh shit, keeps attacking me.
All you missed was that a giant spear came through and just went right through Pride's head.
Oh, cool, I can finally make a new character.
Wow! Right after restatting him.
All right, so back down to the dock wards. We can say that you guys took a cab down there.
Yep.
You have no idea what you're looking for at this point. There are ships everywhere. What do you do?
I'm gonna look for a fucking flyer, that's what.
I'm...
You
Yeah, I'll go with him.
you look around. Roll me investigation. This is more of an investigation than a perception.
8.
10!
Oh,
Even with a natural 1. Yeah, you see many flyers. Many are in disarray. Some are like, shop here, get good wine, come over here, we've got good cheese.
You just see one flyer for Dynn's food truck, and you're just thinking, oh, he works fast. And then I just thought, like, there's this little tagline that says, "Spoon."
Pride's just standing there like, how the fuck did he do this?
When?
We don't even know where the printing shops are yet.
I'm sorry, I had to say that, Ghost. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
It was really funny to me.
The silver spoon.
Ugh.
So you guys are like searching around. There are various dock wards attendants like loading and offloading ships. But looking on like the map, this is a big area. It's probably easily stretching like a good mile or two. You can see, as I said, various people just coming around, offloading ships. You see like a dock master who's like standing around with a notebook in his hand, and like a quill and parchment. He's just taking notes.
We're going to the dock master.
Maybe we should ask him about first thing we should ask about is any more of those wizards from Lantern.
Honestly, no. That's not much of a worry.
No, think about it. If if this Nimblewright has been away for a couple of months from the temple, he's gonna be needing new parts.
Yes, parts any wizard who studied Nimblewright could easily figure out how to make.
Still better off checking. Maybe they're custom made, or maybe they're certain parts he really needs, because again, he's just a duplicate of Nim. Unless you got
So-
any other ideas.
Look, those parts, honestly, given time, I could probably even figure out how to make. The primary thing is the matrix that utilizes the soul gem. That's about it. That's really the tricky part.
Even then, maybe we could even then we could probably ask one of those wizards if they can figure out a way to track a certain type of soul gem, maybe. If that's a thing.
Narf, we already have the detector.
Yeah,
That's all we need.
still. But that's only works if but it works on every single Nimblewright except for Nim.
Exactly.
And there's quite a few Nimblewrights here.
It works on Nimblewrights, but not Nim.
Yeah. Maybe.
Besides, you assume the rest of them don't stem from the duplicate. Did that ever cross your mind?
Eh. We need.
Because if he was one of a kind beforehand, those types of mages are going to be rare from that country.
The other way, what is it? Those. What is it? That fair that comes through here.
Yeah, the Sea Maiden's fair.
Right. It could also be possible that he could be stealing parts from there. They would have tons of it because of the fact they use Nimblewrights as well.
Look, I'm gonna be honest. Something here doesn't feel right to me. Call it Tiefling's intuition.
Honestly, I think someone's one of the gangs here found this duplicate Nimblewright. Either convinced it to work with them or managed to figure out how to control it, and that's the reason it killed Three Strings.
Well, it would have to be associated with one of the gangs, though, because if outside of Three Strings, there's not going to be any other target, because they were all just gnomes or halflings.
But again, they must have known that he was... I don't know.
Three Strings found something, and he was coming to us. That's about all I can figure out.
No, he was going to the Harper's hideout that he was out the front of. Then he was possibly going to show up later and talk to me about it if it was relating to what we were talking about.
Like, something just doesn't something here rubs me the wrong way. Let's just continue on looking.
Yeah.
Brett's gonna walk up to the dockmaster.
The
Excuse me there,
Dockmaster.
friend.
Dockmaster, was directing a couple people before turning and looking to you. Yes. How can I help you?
I'm looking for the Sea Maiden's Fair. Heard quite a
Ah.
bit about it.
Sea Maiden's Fair. Sea Maiden's Fair. Well, you kind of just missed the show, but I do believe they're still docked. Let's see. Give me 1 second to flip to chapter 7.
Does Norfinas recognize any Harper stuff on him?
No, you don't recognize any Harper stuff.
Okay.
Give me 1 second. They're in Deepwater Harbor.
Actually, Norfinas pulls out the Harper code book
Yes.
he found. Is there anything in there that relates to the docks?
It does kind of mention how there is an interest in 3 particular ships. The Heartbreaker, the Hellraiser, and the Eye Catcher.
Any reason why they're interested?
They're not exactly too sure. It's just they seem to have been like docked a bit longer than usual. There isn't too much information other than magic? Question mark. Roll me investigation or perception. It's a low DC. It might even just be in. No, I'm gonna roll me an investigation.
13.
That's good enough. You recognize at least that this particular entry in the paper looks slightly more fresher. The ink looks newer, less faded than some of the other entries. And so you think that the reason why this is written like this and very little information is that it hadn't really been noticed until just recently.
So it's the Heartbreaker, the Hellraiser, and what was the other one?
The Eye Catcher.
The Eye Catcher. Okay. Pride, were you doing anything else?
Yeah, I was just asking him where the Sea Maiden's Fair was. Like what specific dock?
The Sea Maiden's Fair. Well, you see, it's not just the one ship, it's 3 ships. Let's see.
Oh,
let's
really?
see.
I guess they're all parked up right next to one another.
No,
All right.
Well, the 2 are, yes. And you see like the dockmaster flipping through his book, trying to read through a couple logs. Let's see. Yes. Sea Maiden's Fair. I do believe they are labeled as listed. That's the word. Listed as 3 ships. Let's see. Here we go. Hellraiser. My,
Yep.
what a terrible name. The Heartbreaker and the Eye Catcher. Huh. Very good. The 2 of them are listed together. The Heartbreaker and the Hellraiser, they seem to be listed docked over at blah 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 blah. Whereas the Eye Catcher, seems to have left port some time ago.
When did that leave?
Let's see. The other 2 are still moored over at. He tells you a specific area. That's not really too important. It left about a month ago, it would seem.
When?
Yes. Here we go. Let's see. They are all owned by yes. Zardoz Zord.
Above.
He is.
Sorry. Above game. When was Waterdeep separated?
Yeah, about that long ago.
Okay. Yep.
Yes. Zardoz Zord. He's the owner of the Sea Maiden's Fair. Yes. The 2 galleys. Quite the provisioner of goods, you see. Not only do they tend to, bring in exports of the carnivals and whatnot, but they tend to go around bringing in many goods and services. Ah, yes, I see this time around they brought in a good shipment of lantan wares. Quite the mysterious far-off land lantan is.
Hmm.
Wouldn't mind getting hold of some of that Lantanese eyeglasses. Supposed to be able to read in the dark, apparently.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Now, if you don't mind, I'm a very busy man. I've
Yep.
got to make sure these guys don't start slacking off.
Yep, sure.
And,
Of course. And
yes.
here, for your trouble, Brad's gonna give him 5 dragons.
Oh, thank you very much. And he just puts them in his book. And so, to the location of where they are, like of the Waterdeep map, I'm going to say that you guys would have made your way towards probably like Net Street or Spike Street. Yeah, sorry, it was right at Crease. And he would have given you directions that you would have had to have gone towards. You would have been traveling along the dock ward, and it probably would have been like.
Wait, so we go to Net Street?
No, you would have been on Net Street. I would have
Okay.
said you came down the high road. No, you probably would have even come down the high
We
road
could've-
before.
No, we would have
Taking-
come down the way of the dragon. It would
Yeah,
have just been quicker.
yeah, you would have come down the way of the dragon, and once you've made your way down to the dock, you would have spent a good chunk of time just walking around before you found someone. And he would have pointed you at least along Dock Street. Yeah, let's just say he pointed you at least towards Odd Street and Dock Street. That's right by
Mhm.
Ship Street and Fish Street.
Oh yeah, just up the road.
Yeah,
Fish and ship.
right next to Two Flask Alley and Fresper Street and
In Siren Street.
Stern Post and Pitlock Alley and Jewel Buck Alley and Adder Alley and Fish Gut Court and so forth and so forth.
Yeah.
There's some charming locations in that mix.
Yeah.
But a fish and ship is my favorite favorite dish to get at a Irish pub.
Fish and
Fish and
chips,
chips.
Yeah. I actually really do like fish and chips. Those are
Well, I don't know. I mean, nuclear physicists prefer fish and chips.
Yeah.
All
Um.
right.
yeah. Well, I'm not a science major anymore. I shifted gears into art.
I'm a.
I'd say I like apples, but I'll be honest, I prefer a nice long fucking mile-long copper tube.
I like apples, but sometimes I'm a big fan of Microsoft myself.
I get that.
Yeah.
right.
Um.
So you guys make your way to the pier, and you at least get some information. Are you guys like going to go and investigate some of these ships, or are you going to like,
I'm
meet up with your friends first?
I'm gonna tell
Push.
Pride what I found from the
That
book.
reminds me, I'm gonna.
So, you're saying those were the names of the ships the Harpers were interested in, written in that book.
Pretty much, other than the one that disappeared a month ago because, you know.
Yeah, that. So,
Other than that,
yeah, this can't be a coincidence, though, Norf. Those are the same names of the Seaman's fair ships.
yeah.
We need to get into contact with the Harpers, especially Vajra Safar.
Can I look for the book to see where the nearest location is?
Yeah, go for it. Roll me. Oh, you just do. Give me 1 second to find a suitable place on the map.
Vajra Sahar is my least favorite of Solly's Angels.
Mm,
Yeah.
I still need to.
I learned.
There's a reason she hates Task so much.
Yeah,
I mean,
no.
yeah, she made
You-
it clear like the first moment you meet her.
Mm.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty obvious where Monty got a lot of her inspiration from at times, like the Griffin Riders, various locations of the streets. But I mean, yeah, Azra Safar, Vajra Safar.
You mean Azra Sahar?
Yeah, I know what I
Is
meant
it-
to say.
Anywho, yeah.
Yeah, so you guys are all the way in the dock ward. Sorry, I was trying to find out specifically where Vajra was located. She is. I want to see if she's close by to you guys, if anything, is what it is.
I mean, if she's in Castle Waterdeep,
Uh,
yes.
probably would be. No, Blackstaff Academy. Let's see if we can find Blackstaff Academy.
All of a sudden, you just see a bunch of owls fly over and drop letters to us.
Blackstaff Tower.
Yeah, that'd be about right.
Previously named Aronsoon Tower.
Blackstaff Tower, right there by the Font of Knowledge, near the market.
And
Hmm.
Castleport on like the other side of the fucking city?
Yeah, way back up north. So I think if anything here,
Okay, no, it's the ward right next to us. Thank God.
kind of. Although on the other hand, you're probably not too far from. Fuck it. We're gonna say because I have this thing in front of me, and I could spend forever coming up with a random street. You find, you know that there's at least one that's nearby on Pearl Alley, which is not too far from where you guys are. Pearl Alley is just near Snail Street.
Okay. There's one not that far away from us, from what the book says. Let's just head there and see what happens.
All right.
As you're making your way there and you're walking along, it takes you about a good maybe 15 to 20 minutes just to walk a couple blocks like that. You reach to the neighborhood and roll me either probably investigation to like look for any like secret thieves. Yeah, very good.
25.
You're slowly scanning the street and you can see how there's this one shop that seems to be open or closed for business. It's like the front of the window looks really old and dusty, and you look inside, it looks like there's like paint cans, as if this place has been under renovation since forever. But you notice that at least on the hanging sign, there is like a little harp, you know, like a musical
Yeah.
instrument harp, just kind of very faintly carved into the corner of the sign.
Mm.
And what would you like to do that you think would gain you entrance into this secret hideout? Freedom of creativity on your part this time.
Okay. That was raw.
That was me making
I
a
figured-
joke.
I figured as much.
I was gonna say he said creativity, not the most generic knock in the book.
Shave and a haircut, 2 bits.
Hang on, I gotta double check this. Where does it say?
There's no rule on this. It's just a matter of what you think you'd like to do.
Looking up prestidigitation for this. It can make.
Prestidigitation does not make sound, I think.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for.
Thaumaturgy can make sound.
Yeah, because the harpers are mostly mages and mostly wizards and
Bards.
Bards, yeah.
I would argue that if thaumaturgy can make, like, doors slam open or make sounds or faint tremors in the ground, that if you were to cast thaumaturgy on a person and they were to fail your DC check, would you make them sick or dizzy?
No, that's a very specific spell. Thaumaturgy is literally just very minor, insignificant miracles.
I wasn't sure if you could qualify that you cause tremor in like the fluids in your ear for like balance and stuff, and so could either make him like spontaneously like seasick or just make him lose their balance and get vertigo.
Okay. I
Could
am.
have Pride play a string of notes.
A brown note.
I am.
I've got a flute.
Do you have a harp?
I've got a violin, and I've got a guitar. Basically, I've got kind of a harp, but not exactly a harp.
You've got not at all a harp.
I've got string
Sure.
instruments.
I'll just pull out a bell I have in my bag that came with like my dungeoneering kit,
Okay.
and I just do some rhythmic rings.
You perform the secret harper unlocking spell with this bell, and the door just silently opens on its own. No creak, no nothing. It just opens up into this dusty, empty shop.
Yep. All right. Come on, Pride.
Oh, thank God you're not going to leave me out here to get mugged.
No, if I left you out here, they'll probably interrogate you.
It would
Yeah.
mug your mind. So you
Plus-
make your way inside. Things are a little bit dark, but with your elven eyes, I'm not even going to make you roll. Sure, roll. This is that point and laugh at a natural one kind of roll.
Just only think about baby llamas in the meadow.
I don't get the reference.
Can I roll this too, just for fun?
Yeah, this is that natural one and laugh kind of thing.
6.
27.
Ha! Anyway, I rolled the bar number.
You can see that around the corner, there seems to be some light, some very faint light coming from behind a doorway that's like around the corner. You open it up and you start making your way down.
North.
And
I'm gonna shift out of the human disguise I have and back into my normal self.
all right, as you're making your way down, you notice. Sorry, you notice how there's like a flickering candle, but you don't like hear any noises.
Yep.
You make your way down each step. You just creak, 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 creak. You get down into like the basement. You can see where a whole bunch of plans seem to have been laid out. And you see some posters on the wall. One has like the Harper symbol, and from the shadows you hear a voice. Halt! Speak your name. Who goes there?
Norfinas Starrick and one guest.
How can we trust this guest of yours, Norfinas?
He's been with me in my Red Lodge position.
All right, fine.
I trust him,
so-
and he's not stupid enough to do anything while I'm here.
Out steps this dwarfen figure of a man. He's got like an eye patch over his left eye and like a great bright red mohawk running along his head. And it's like, Norfinas, it's good to see you again. We'll just pretend you know this guy.
Yep.
Man, how long has it been since I last saw you? 10 years? 7 years?
Roughly 7, yeah.
So how's Red Larch treating you? Last time we sent you there, we gave you a pretty good cushy job.
Yeah. It's okay. We had our fair share of troubles, but it wasn't anything Harper related.
We heard rumblings of some cultist activity going around there.
Yeah,
But
Or-
it all seemed to have died off. You know anything about that?
That was us.
Really?
Yeah,
What are
the
they on about?
the rest of the party, I mean, myself and my party, we dealt with it.
Ah, good job.
Mm.
So what brings you here?
The incident at the front of the Harper's hideout at Trollskull Alley, the one
yeah.
where Three Strings was killed.
You see this dwarf kind of like closes one eye, lowers his head. Shame. He was a
Hmm.
good man.
Yeah.
What do you know about this incident? We're still trying to wrap our heads around it all.
My party and I managed.
Oh boy.
My party and I managed to deduce that it was a nimble ride that had a necklace of fireball, threw it down. It was chasing after, we believe it was chasing after Three Strings, and it killed him plus crowd of innocents and 2 sellswords from the Zentarum. Other than that,
Yeah.
it ran off.
Nimblewright did this?
Yes.
It wasn't Nim of the House of Wonders. We already investigated that possibility.
All right. Well, the only other that I know of.
Seems fair.
Yeah, they've got 4 of them there. How do you know about them?
We were told about that from the temple we were at, but I also picked up one of our code books from the bookshop near Trollskull Alley, the Bookworm.
Oh, wait, you didn't take that, did you?
I kind of had to. I've been out of here. I've been away for so long.
Man, that's not a library. As much as I like those things, you should really put that back
I
when you
will.
first can.
I will once
Right.
we finish. But when I was looking through the book, I noticed that while we're at the docks, that 3 of the ships, the Hellraiser, the Eyecatcher, and the Heartbreaker, they are part of the Sea Maidens Fair. One of them is missing at the moment.
It's not really missing. It's just not at the dock. It's about a mile. It's kind of closer to what's it called? Right here. It's not really moored at the dock. It's moored closer to Deepwater Isle.
Is that above characters?
That's the southernmost part of the city you can get to.
Yeah, it's still in water deep. It's
Okay.
just not moored at the dock. It's like
It's in the bay.
yeah,
Okay. Well,
it's not like actually moored at whatchamacallit, Deepwater Island. It's just close to there. It's anchored offshore.
okay. Well,
And so I know that the other 2 ships, the Heartbreaker and but the other one, the Heartbreaker and the Hellraiser.
Eyecatcher.
Yeah, thank you. No, the Eyecatcher is the one that's anchored off south. The Heartbreaker and the Hellraiser are the ones that are docked close together.
Yeah.
The Eyecatchers. Right. So the Heartbreaker and the Hellraiser, I know that they've each got about 2 Nimblewrights in their service. Those robots just don't get tired. They can pick up all the crates and move them here and there and offload the ships. That Zardoz Zod. Odd man, we got our eyes on him.
yeah, it didn't say in the book, but from what we heard from the Darkmaster, they brought a whole ton of lantern magical items there, I believe.
Lantan, Lantan.
Yeah.
Yes. They make frequent trips to the land far off. They bring in all kinds of goods, merchandising and spices, rare essential oils. They bring in everything. Quite a pretty profit.
So
When they're not also putting on a show.
So why are the Harpers interested in them?
Their ships have been exuding a little bit of odd magic. One of the Griffin riders in town happened to be doing just a random flyby on a training mission, and he had one of those detect magics. And they last for about 10 minutes, and he said he was able to catch some illusion coming from those ships. We didn't get a chance to investigate it too much, but it just caught our attention.
Well,
Wait, that means they're hiding something.
Yeah, probably. But it's kind of hard to get out down there.
I can probably take a look once I get down there myself. I can probably take a look around there when we get the time, but this brings up another question. Do you know what Three Strings was doing before he was killed?
Not a clue.
Damn.
He said he was checking in on something that the Zentarum were working on. I think he was looking into the Raynar problem that we've got.
Yeah.
And why he's just popping up all over town.
Yeah, I was the one that told Three Strings about it. I was investigating that one.
That was you. Oh, good job. Well, get around.
Honestly,
don't
it
you?
looks like there's something all the guilds want with Raynar. Has there been anything up with him or his family recently?
Well, I mean, his father being the disposed king could easily come by and just, raise up saying, I am the king returned. I want my power. I don't know. There's also rumors of like a deep treasure hidden somewhere around here.
Okay.
Wait, what do you mean treasure?
We've heard rumors that somewhere around here there's a vast treasure that the Xanathar Guild, no, Zentarum. What was the cleanup crew again? Cleanup crew, you guys
Xanathar.
were Zentarum,
They were
right?
Xanathar.
Right,
Yeah.
Xanathar. The Xanathar Guild came back with quite a haul. Gold coins, mountains of gold coins.
So why then why go for Rhaegar then, if that's the case?
Raynar.
Raynar.
Don't know. We're still working on that. We think it just has something to do with the power that he holds. No one would think to question a prince, so to speak.
That's true.
Yeah, I mean, he's not so much. Well, Prince is really more of a title with him. I've heard of his family, though, from Neverwinter.
No, we just really don't know anything what's going on with him yet. This is all just so confusing.
Well, the fact is, as I told Three Strings, all the polymorph spells, scrolls, and ultimate memory spells have been sold out. And seeing how we had one of Volo's friends, Floon, be turned into Raynar, though we managed to turn him back.
Yeah, we
And-
suspect that you managed to free him before he had his memory changed.
Exactly.
All the Raynars that we've managed to pull off the street. That's why I haven't been seeing him as much lately. All the Raynars we've been managing to pull off the street, all claiming to be
Raynar.
the Raynar Neverember.
But they can never quite pass the test because they don't have his actual true memories. All they
Yeah.
think is that they are Raynar. That's about
Exactly.
it.
We think they might have just been failed experiments, just let loose to wander the city to discredit the real Raynar.
No, I doubt it. That's just wasted effort.
Flood the market with such terrible forgeries that even when a convincing one comes along, they'll think it's part of the genuine thing out of just pure obviousness.
Well, is the real Raynar still in the city?
Yeah, he's one of our 8 best agents.
Has that been confirmed?
Yeah, but do you know where he actually is?
Yeah, he might be at the Blackstaff Academy. Vajra, she seems to know her stuff, and so she's been looking into.
That's
She's been helping us a lot with this lately.
yeah. I heard when I was investigating this. I heard that a Raynar met up with Vajra at one of the inns or taverns. Know anything about that?
Not really. I've kind of been keeping it low down here, trying to piece together some of the incidences that happened at the explosion.
Mm,
But please tell me all you know. Any extra information would be good knowledge.
That's all I've told you already. That's all I know. The only thing I haven't told you was, by the looks of it, Three Strings was in a sewer before he was killed. And he was outside of the Harper hideout there. Other than that, the Nimblewright was wearing like a brown cloak. The only other information is, what we learned today was that the Nimblewright that lives at the temple at Gong, he made sort of like a duplicate, but he got a soul stone, but he doesn't know where the soul stone came from for it. And apparently after that Nimblewright was made, it left, basically went mad and left, and hasn't been seen for months. My personal theory is that he was picked up by either the Xanathar or Zentarum and made to work with them.
Or, oh my god, I'm a fucking idiot. Norf,
What?
what if Nim was tricked into making a copy using that soul stone, but the soul contained within the soul stone is the one controlling it?
I don't follow. He's not magic.
You see this one-eyed dwarf kind of look back and forth between the two of you before looking over at Pride. He's like, no, you might be onto something. And he looks over back to you, Norf. I know you've been away for a while, but do you remember anything about this half-orc named Orstel Floxen?
Do I?
No, I'm going to say roll a history check with a really high DC. You've been away for a while.
Yeah,
Nah.
7.
Yeah, no, that doesn't surprise me. I think he might have come by after you were off on assignment. No,
Right.
this half-orc, Orstel Floxen, he's a suspected member of the Black Network, working for the Xanathar Guild. We don't know his exact connection to everything, but he's had his hands in everything. He's
Isn't the
very
Black
much.
Network the Zentarum?
Yeah, that's what I just said.
Yeah,
You said the Xanathar.
Did I? No, I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
I said Zentarum.
You
I'm
said
sorry.
Xanathar.
Regardless.
anyway.
I did mean to say Zentarum. He's one of the best known mechanics around here. He's got his hands in everything. But man, what the things that guy can do with a wrench.
If that's the case, then wait, actually no, that would make sense. He will probably have access to a soul stone then.
Yeah.
And
And
because
what better place to get a soul stone than from a Lantan merchant?
also, since any crafter can walk into the Gong Temple without any
Yeah.
problems, the only thing he'll need to worry about is sneaking upstairs and putting the soul stone up there.
And a Zentarum agent probably wouldn't have a very hard time with all those tech geeks, noses buried deep into their works. Must have been pretty easy.
Actually, if one of those agents could climb up to the roof, there was an opening there, so he could have easily put it in there and snuck back out.
Well, the point is, I think this Orstel Floxen, he's a person of interest in this case.
Mm.
Look, I don't know what's happening on those ships, but if it has anything to do with these Lantan constructs and soul gems, you're probably going to get all the information you need by investigating
Right.
those ships.
Oh, by the way, the information about what killed Three Strings, I gave that to Blastwind. Belzar Blastwind.
Yeah, I know. You did good. This is one of those things that the city guard would just hound us forever on. All right. Thanks for that information.
Yep.
At least it lets us know the level of lying due to that.
Yeah. We are currently using, we don't have it on us currently. It's with our party members, but it's a Nimrite detector. The problem is it won't detect the one that gave it to us, Nim, that construct. He's been cleared supposedly, but the other Nimrites, it will pick them up. So we're gonna have to do process of elimination here.
Yeah, sounds good. Although, as I said, they've got 4. The Sea Maiden's Fair, they've got 4 of them in their employ. So good luck figuring out which one of those might be your culprit.
Maybe we can try and limit this a little. Is it possible we can suggest to the guards, the Harpers can suggest to the guards to confiscate Nimrites for the time being until we go over them with a fine-tooth comb?
We can certainly try. Takes time to get a warrant and all that stuff.
Probably, yeah. We can still investigate the ones at the docks, but any of the other ones outside of the docks, well,
Well, that's the easy work. Getting to the ones at the dock.
yeah.
The one that's not at the dock that you might have the hard time with.
Yeah. Pride, was there anything else that we need to state here?
You forgot about the whole thing we initially came here with for 2, the meeting with Vajra Safar.
Right. That's mostly just to cover base about the Raynar situation, though, and maybe if she knows any information about what happened to 3 Strings.
Well, I mean, if anything, it's just good to introduce yourself. To say that, hey, you're working on part of this too. But for the most part, I've just told you everything that just what she knows. She's just the mage involved, but
Yeah.
we've been picking up the various fake Raynars. They're all claiming to be the same thing. Merchants all around town have been reporting that they've been short on polymorph spells and the modify memory. The modify memory one, they're not really supposed to get a hold of that one. That can be quite dangerous in the wrong hands.
Especially combined with polymorph.
Well, here's the thing, though. The polymorph scrolls, they can't turn you into a person, though. Like into another person. That requires a true polymorph spell.
Well, they're probably buying cheap knockoffs and then just,
Modifying
working
the spell formula written on the scroll.
Yeah, it
Plus-
wouldn't be too hard.
Plus, outside of
Especially for experienced mages.
Plus, they're probably skipping out in some ways. Like, for example, they probably make it so like your face looks like the person, but the body doesn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Tell me
skimmed
about
out.
Floon. How did it work for Floon?
Well, here's the thing. The polymorph spell changes an entire person's body into the desired form. I could cast regular polymorph and turn myself into a fish. Or someone into a lobster, or a bat, or a bird, or a shark, or a horse. Wait. The Raynar we picked up at the warehouse still had a limp, though.
Yeah, that was confirmed. He wasn't He wasn't the real one of the real Raynars. He was a I think it was Zentarum agent or a Xanathar agent who used one of the scrolls to turn into him, and he hid into.
Their polymorph scrolls aren't perfect.
Yeah, he hid in one of the closets we found. We thought it was the real one.
Severe physical injuries seem to still transfer over.
See, the problem with all of this is there hasn't been a wizard in Waterdeep for centuries that could pull that off. The last one that had that kind of power is Manshoon. Manshoon, he's been dead for centuries now.
Really, not even the previous Black Staff?
It's kind of one of those forbidden things. They might know how to do it should they look into it, but true polymorph kind of.
Oh, yeah,
holds some
that reminds
danger
me.
sway.
Ghost, do
Yeah.
I know anything about the current Open Lord of Waterdeep?
Sure. Roll me that history. You would have.
16.
You've got your pretty good knowledge that the current Open Lord It's more of an open position.
No, the current one, like who it is.
Even I don't remember who that is off the top of my head. I'd have to do some quick
Layrol
research.
Silverhand.
Sure, we'll just go with that, and then I told you
He's an
that's who
elf.
it is. Because I don't remember that off the top of my head, and I very much trust you. Oh. Would you believe that I happen to actually have my finger on that page? Yeah. Laryl Silverhand. What do you know? He's right there. Oh, there are his stats. Wow. I literally had my finger on his page as I was looking at something else.
It's also a she.
Yeah, something like that. I mean, I did think the eyes looked kind of womanish. Oh, look, that's hair, not a... Anyways, doesn't matter. Well, I might as well read it. Laryl Silverhand. Yeah, you would know that. Anamanwe Laryl Silverhand was born in the year of the cowl of 765 DR. So she is hella old. The fifth of 7 daughters of the goddess of Mistra. Each of the 7 sisters. This is a lot of reading.
Basically, she's one of the chosen of Mistra,
Yeah.
the god of magic, goddess of magic.
She's practically a demigod.
Pretty much.
Woo-wee, with a challenge rating of 17.
Yeah, there's a lot more that I refuse to talk about because it's actually a terrifying concept.
It'll be fine. Maybe.
Really, not even the open lord could create such spells.
No, even she doesn't have it. She doesn't have plane shift either, by the looks of it. Doop-a-doop-a-doop, but yeah. On the other hand, she has Sorry, I just got caught off because one of her attacks is silver hair. And
Silver fire.
Is that what that is? It's on her multi-attack silver hair. It looks as though she attacks with her hair.
I don't know. I haven't read her stats.
She rubs her hair back and forth, her hair back and forth.
It's Sindel from Mortal Kombat.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I know as a chosen of Mistra, she has the ability Silver Fire.
I think it is because it's a melee weapon, plus 11 to hit, reach 5 feet, 1 target, force damage.
No, I don't think that is then. I don't know. I haven't read the stats of it.
Doesn't matter. DC
In
20.
the end, it doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
Nothing really matters.
You mean?
So anyways, the dwarf is going on. It's like, yeah, the last one around here that had that kind of power. Probably the wizard Manchun. But he's been dead for centuries now.
Hmm.
Yeah, maybe gaining an audience with Vajra wouldn't be such a bad idea. Or at least the open hand Silverhand.
Yeah.
Open Lord Silverhand. All right, well, thanks for the information. I'll be sure to pass this on to
Right.
some of our other agents.
Yeah. If you need to send us any messages, send them to Troll Skull Manor or look for Dynn's food wagon.
Troll Skull Manor. That's where you guys are?
Yeah.
Yep, got
we
it off of Volo.
Volo.
They ever find out what happened to the elf bartender that ran that place?
Man, he's a ghost. He's
a
actually going to
ghost
work
now.
for us when we get that place up and running.
That was the
Hmm.
first time we ever learned that he was an elf.
No, it wasn't.
We knew he was an elf from the beginning.
No, I never. We never
From
got
the
any
information
he was an
we
elf.
got, the previous owner was an elf called Liff.
Yes.
I really don't remember him ever mentioning he was an elf.
It was also
Once-
like two or 3 months ago.
It's really hard to remember small details like that.
Yeah. Anywho.
Anyways, if anything ever comes up, I'll make sure to send Raynar to come see you. I mean, the real Raynar. He's our good guy in between. He still holds an audience with the current open lord.
Has it
And he
actually
wants
been proven that you use, like, what would it be? Dispel magic on him, right?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, for the polymorph, you'd actually have to use remove curse to try and restore someone's true memory.
Well, look, either way, Vajra's more or less cleared him as
Okay.
the real genuine article.
Fair enough. Probably for the time being, we should just give him, if you send Raynar our way, give him a password that we'll give you, and that way then we'll know it's him.
All right, what's the password?
Password.
The sun's light sees all. Hey, it fits for our group, Norf.
Yeah, all right.
Sun's light sees all. All right.
Besides, no one's gonna think to use that.
You'll be surprised with how many people think password as a password.
I mean, I don't use that.
You have no idea how I got into places in Bard College.
The amount of times people use password as password.
Yeah.
You're the head of Tony Stark's security division. Yeah, I know. I'm ashamed of it too.
Anywho,
Fucking happy.
yep.
All right. So, what's up at this point?
We might as well head back out, and on the way out, I transform back into the human Norfinas disguise.
We're
But
gonna-
so more or less at this point, you're going to be meeting up with Dynn and Groc here at the docks, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna make our way back down to the Way of the Dragon and wait for him there.
Did we get there first, or are they going to be there first before us at this point?
For narrative's sake, I say you both get there pretty much around the same time. Unless you want specifically to get there first because you're selling food.
I was going to ask about that, but yeah, okay.
Sure. You pull up right along the busy dock right at lunchtime.
All right. I offer meals 25. Well, I guess 25 dragons, because I mean it was 25 gold last time I sold food, so it makes sense.
It's a really expensive 25 gold for food.
Yeah.
You were the one who made it 25 gold.
I think you got that much total. 25 gold is like charging $250 for a burger.
I remember last time I sold food in not Red Larch, whatever in town over in
Bard's
there.
right. You got 25
Bard's right.
gold in total.
No, I got
Yeah.
125 gold for selling 5 things.
Did I? Oh, yeah. It was
Yeah,
drunk.
because the only people that got 25 gold was them after Pride messed up the deal.
I think it was because it was early in the game. I just felt like giving you guys extra money.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's fine. I'll just do 10 gold then. How's that sound?
1 gold is like $100 essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
The currency
fine.
conversion.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, fine then.
Good.
Yeah.
So in total, you probably make with all your meals 2 gold.
Well, I made
$200
three
is
meals.
still
I made 3 meals, so it just
Oh, yeah.
leaves you 3 gold.
sure. I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but
And it wouldn't be gold,
Yeah.
it'd be dragons.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3 dragons then.
You haven't thought that the actual same currency, just different name.
it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There would
Okay,
be
then 3
dragon.
dragons.
Yes, here there be dragons. So at this point, Pride and Norfinas, you're making your way along the docks where you recognize a familiar giant shark with a familiar food cart. and a long lineup of people who have come by to to purchase Dynn's food.
I guess other than food, I'm just gonna have like I guess basic appetizers I can make quickly out if anything, like available if anything. That
Well, if anything, you'd be making like normal food as opposed to magic food.
well, yeah, I'm making normal food, but like then you said, okay, so those 3 meals that I made before, those were magic food.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought okay. I was asking how much actual food I made that whole time. I wasn't thinking about.
I was
magic at that
actually
time.
wondering, like, how is he gonna do this? Is he gonna like try and auction off the 3 pieces of food?
Yeah, like for a sec, I thought like I only made 3 actual meals I can sell to people, and I was like,
No.
okay, I guess. Okay, then yeah. Okay, then I have 3 extra magic foods. Cool, that's fine with me.
Besides, even food carts never pre-make food. They all make it on the spot.
Depends
Okay,
on what it
then,
is,
yeah,
though.
okay. True. It's like could be like frozen dinners you could sell on like a truck or something like that.
Ugh.
But yeah, okay, so yeah, I'm just selling
Yeah.
food. I'll just say I've made like 3 dragons total out of like all that stuff.
Yeah. So what are you guys doing at this point?
I'm gonna walk into the cart and sit in the little living area.
Same.
You find it's a little bit dusty. You guys haven't really had a chance to use it for quite a long time. Above game, probably like a year. In game, maybe about a month.
I've never even used the place, so I have no idea.
We haven't used it for 3 days though. In game,
Yeah.
we've only been in the city for 3 days.
I
Well,
kind of just
yeah,
magically plopped you into town.
Yeah, that's true.
Exactly. Like we never actually used it. Like, well, you guys used it for that one adventure where it ended up getting like, kind of like stuck with the dead horses, or dead kelpies.
The
and
horses
then
were killed,
in my- Yeah, and I mean, in my case, I never actually entered that thing until now.
I'll also wave Groc to come inside if he's not busy.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
sorry, go on.
Go ahead. I go inside.
Okay. I'll just reiterate everything to him that we know. We'll tell Dynn later.
Dynn doesn't need to know. He'll figure it out some way or
Yep.
another.
And that's about it.
Can I just roll a perception to see if I can hear him while I'm cooking?
I imagine it'd be pretty secretive to not let like any of the customers hear.
Yeah.
Okay,
Mhm.
point taken.
Mm-hmm.
So what do we want to do now?
We'll say.
Learn when the showings are.
Also, I want to point out on the way here, after getting the cart, the little detector went off as we were passing the area where our residence is.
Pass our house.
Yeah.
So that means there's 5.
Yeah, it was buzzing.
Check the docks and check back at the manor.
Check the docks, check the sewers under our place.
Great.
You guys want to call it there
Yeah.
for tonight?
Yeah.
That's a pretty good place to end it off on. That you guys just got a pretty good surprise dump of, yeah, there was a 5th one by the house. Oh, next week.
Yeah,
Yep.
we could basically just spend the rest of the day off camera gathering more information and shit.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So like at this point, you're just gonna hang out near the docks, wait for it to get dark, and then investigate or something.
Well, I gotta go actually inside to see what the Harpers wanted inside.
I guess to keep inconspicuous, I'll just still be selling food.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds good.
How much more dragons do I make, Ghost?
Now you're gonna make 3 total because you'll be making silvers and coppers throughout the day.
Yeah.
Point taken.
Yeah, Brad would actually go to the. He would track down the Carpenters Guild, though, to kind of start the process of having the building renovated.
Would you even want it to start renovating when we possibly have that?
We don't know how long we're going to be here.
Yeah. I just don't want them to get blown up. So, yeah. All right. Well, tune in next time to see what happens. Say bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.